MBE English Podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to MBE English Podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Kevin. Thanks for joining us.
Today's topic is how to manage your time better.
We'll talk about why time management matters, what usually wastes our time, and how small changes can make daily life easier.
We'll also share practical ideas about planning, focus, routines, priorities, and rest. Kevin, let me start with a simple question. Do you think you manage your time well?
Some days yes, some days no. When I have a clear plan, I usually do well. But when I start the day without direction, I can lose time very quickly. What about you?
I feel the same. If I know my priorities, I'm productive. If I don't, I spend too much time moving from one small task to another without really finishing anything important.
That happens to many people. They stay busy all day, but at the end of the day, they still feel unsatisfied because the most meaningful work is still waiting.
Yes, being busy and being productive are not the same thing. Someone can answer messages, clean up files, and check emails for hours, but still avoid the task that matters most.
That's a very important point. Sometimes we choose small tasks because they feel easier. They give us a quick feeling of progress, even if they don't move us forward in a serious way.
So maybe one of the first steps in time management is understanding what is truly important.
I agree. If you don't know what matters most, you can't use your time wisely. You may work hard, but your energy goes in the wrong direction.
Let's talk about why time management is difficult. Why do people struggle with it so much?
I think one reason is distraction. Phones, social media, notifications, and constant messages can break attention again and again. Even a short interruption can make it difficult to return to deep work.
That's very true. Sometimes people think they only looked at their phone for 2 minutes, but then 10 or 15 minutes disappear.
Another reason is poor planning. If you don't decide what to do before the day begins, you end up reacting to everything instead of leading your day with intention.
I like that phrase, leading your day. Many people feel that the day controls them, not the other way around. Meetings, emails, calls, and unexpected problems fill every empty space.
And that creates stress. When people feel behind, they often rush. But rushing doesn't always help. It can cause mistakes, low-quality work, and even more pressure later.
So better time management is not just about doing more. It's also about reducing stress and making life feel more balanced.
Exactly. Good time management can improve work, study, health, and even relationships. When people plan better, they often have more time for rest, exercise, hobbies, and family.
That's a great benefit. Many people imagine time management as something strict or cold, but in reality, it can create more freedom.
Yes, structure can actually give freedom. If you use your hours more carefully, you may finish important tasks earlier and enjoy your free time without guilt.
Let's move into practical advice. What is one simple method that helps people manage time better?
I'd start with writing a short daily plan. Not a huge list with 20 items, just a realistic plan with 3 main priorities. That makes the day clearer and less overwhelming.
I like that approach. Long to-do lists can be discouraging. When people see too many tasks, they may feel tired before they even begin.
That's right. A short list helps people focus. And if they finish the main tasks, they can always do more. It's better to complete 3 meaningful things than to start 10 and finish none.
Another useful idea is estimating how long things actually take. People often think a task will need 15 minutes, but in reality, it may take 45.
That happens all the time. We are often too optimistic. We forget preparation time, interruptions, and mental tiredness. Then the whole schedule becomes unrealistic.
So it helps to leave extra space between tasks.
Definitely. A good schedule needs breathing room. If every hour is full, one small delay can affect the entire day.
Let's talk about routines. Do routines make time management easier?
In many cases, yes. Routines reduce decision fatigue. If you already know when you check email, when you study, or when you exercise, you spend less mental energy deciding what to do next.
That makes sense. Repetition can be powerful. A person who has a steady morning routine may start the day with more calm and clarity.
And evening routines matter too. If you prepare for the next day at night, mornings become smoother. Even simple actions, like choosing clothes or writing tomorrow's priorities, can save time.
I've noticed that as well. A little preparation can prevent a lot of stress.
Also, routines help people build consistency. Motivation changes from day to day, but habits make action more stable.
That's an important difference. If people wait until they feel ready, they may keep delaying useful work. But a routine creates momentum.
Yes, and momentum is valuable. Once you begin, continuing is often easier than starting.
What about procrastination? That's one of the biggest time problems for many people.
It really is. People often think procrastination means laziness, but that isn't always true. Sometimes people delay tasks because they feel afraid, confused, or overwhelmed.
That's such a helpful point. A difficult task may bring pressure. So instead of starting, people avoid it and do something easier.
Exactly. One way to deal with that is to make the task smaller. Instead of saying, I need to finish this whole report, say, I will write the first paragraph or I will work for 10 minutes.
Breaking work into smaller steps can make it feel possible. A large task can look heavy, but a small first step feels manageable.
And once people begin, they often continue longer than planned. Starting is usually the hardest part.
Another strategy is removing distractions before they become a problem. For example, putting the phone in another room, closing unnecessary tabs, or turning off notifications.
That can make a huge difference. Focus is easier when the environment supports it. People often depend only on willpower, but the environment matters just as much.
Yes, a good environment can protect attention. If everything around you invites distraction, concentration becomes much harder.
Let's also mention breaks, because some people think better time management means working without stopping.
I'm glad you brought that up. Rest is not wasted time. Short breaks can improve focus, energy, and patience.
Absolutely. If people work for hours without pause, their attention often becomes weaker. They may still be sitting at the desk, but their brain is no longer working well.
So, taking a break can actually make the next hour more effective.
Yes, the goal is not constant activity. The goal is sustainable progress.
That's a great line, sustainable progress. It reminds us that time management should support long-term well-being, not just short-term output.
Very true. People need systems they can continue for months, not only for 2 stressful days.
Let's talk about priorities again. What should someone do when everything feels urgent?
In that situation, I'd ask 2 questions. What has the biggest impact? And what has the nearest deadline? Those questions help people decide what deserves attention first.
That's practical. Sometimes people treat every task as equally important, but that creates confusion. In reality, some tasks matter much more than others.
Yes, and sometimes a task feels urgent only because someone else wants a quick response. That doesn't always mean it deserves immediate attention.
So part of good time management is learning to protect your focus.
I believe so. It also means saying no sometimes. If people accept every request, they may lose time for their own goals and responsibilities.
Saying no can be difficult, but it can also be necessary. Without boundaries, schedules fill up very quickly.
And boundaries are not rude. They are a way of respecting your time and your energy.
Let's give listeners some practical tips they can use this week. What would you suggest first?
First, choose 3 main priorities each morning. Second, estimate task time more honestly. Third, create 1 period of focused work without phone distractions.
Those are excellent. I'd add 3 more. Prepare for the next day each evening. Break large tasks into smaller steps. And protect time for rest, because tired people usually work less effectively.
That's a strong combination. None of those ideas are extreme, but together they can change the shape of a day.
And maybe that's the real message. Better time management does not always require a huge life change. Small habits can create real improvement.
I completely agree. People don't need a perfect system. They need a useful one.
So, Kevin, if you could give only one piece of advice about time management, what would it be?
I'd say this: decide your priorities before the day becomes noisy. If you wait too long, other people and other problems will choose for you.
That's excellent advice. Mine would be, make your plan realistic. A plan should guide you, not make you feel defeated.
Very well said.
That's all for today's episode on how to manage your time better.
We hope this conversation gave you practical ideas for using your time with more purpose and less stress.
Try asking yourself, what are my real priorities? And where does my time actually go?
Small changes can make a big difference over time.
Thanks for listening to MBE English Podcast.
See you in the next episode.